Hey everyone, this is a guitar tutorial for Ancient Gates by Brooke Ligertwood. Before we begin, please consider subscribing to my channel or give this video a like and comment below on what else you want to see in the future. Additionally, if you're interested in any of the gear that you see today, there are links in the description below. Alright, grab your acoustic guitar and a capo and let's get started. Alright, so you'll notice my capo is on the 2nd fret. We're going to be playing in the key of C to match the original key, which is D. Now, just a word of caution, you could play this without a capo because it is in the key of D, so you just play a D as the home chord. But note that the chords are going to be different, so if you have song select or praise charts, you might want to use those tools to help you out with your transposition unless you can transpose on the fly, which is awesome. But regardless, this is how Brooke plays it herself in the YouTube video. So here are the chords you need to know. C, F, A minor, D minor, C minor, C over E, and C2. Well, there's a lot of versions of C, so let's just break those down really quick. C is just a traditional C chord shape, index finger on the B string, 1st fret, followed by the middle finger on the D string, 2nd fret, and your ring finger on the A string, 3rd fret. Avoid strumming the low E, and there you go. Now, if I add the low E, it's a C over E. And if I leave my middle finger off, it's a C2, but I have to blunt the low E or just avoid strumming it altogether. For C minor, it's kind of a different chord that you rarely get to play. Put your index finger on the D string 1st fret, which is really an E flat note, and your middle finger on the B string 1st fret. Now I'm going to avoid strumming the low E and A strings. You can put your pinky down on the G or the 3rd fret of the high E string, which is a G note, or just not strum it because that's not what I hear on the recording. That's what I hear. So it kind of depends on what you want to play, but I would stick with just the E flat and the C, or D string 1st fret and B string 1st fret. A little easier to play it that way. Next up, we have the F chord. Put your index finger on the B string 1st fret, then your ring finger and pinky go on the A and D strings of the 3rd fret. I don't need to press anything down on the 2nd fret. This is like the Bethel version of F. I don't have to bar anything, and it's not the really cramped traditional way of playing it. And notice I didn't strum the E strings, the low E or the high E. D minor is the last one we want to cover, so your index finger goes on the high E, 1st fret, middle finger goes on the G string, 2nd fret, and your ring finger goes on the B string, 3rd fret. And notice I didn't strum the low E and A strings again. Now, you might hear me play something like this for D minor, putting that 1st finger down on the B string again, and then your middle finger down on the G string, 2nd fret. So it's almost like an open D chord sound, and I'm not really strumming the high E, just focusing on the D, G, and B strings again, kind of like what I did for that C minor chord. So it's up to you on what you want to play in regards to that, because this all the time can be a little overbearing. And I don't believe that Brooke's guitar was really in the mix that much at all. It's really electric guitar and keyboard driven, and backtrack driven too. So really it's just a word of caution. It's what she's playing, but it's not really in the mix. It is what it is. So don't worry, we're going to play along with the song, and I'll say the chords as we go along, and afterwards I'll break down the strumming patterns for most of the song. So get ready, here we go. C, D minor, F, C, C again, D minor, F, C. Continue to hold the C for the first verse. C. minor, F, C, C again, F, D minor, C, A minor, F, D minor, C, C again, D minor, F, C, D minor, F, C, D minor, C over E, C2, C, D minor, C over E, C2, C, C again, C, D minor, F, C, C again, D minor, F, C, D minor, C over E, C2, C, D minor, C over E, C2, watch out, here we go, C, D minor, C minor, D minor, C, D minor, C minor, D minor, C. Well, everyone, I hope that I was able to help you out with that tutorial. So let's go over some strumming patterns now. The beginning is actually really easy and you get to palm mute. So let's start on a C chord and you're going to do eighth note down strums, really. But make sure that the back part, or really the side part of your palm, is up against the bridge of your guitar. So really just make sure you're placing your hand kind of where the strings just meet the bridge, and you're not going to palm mute it so it's completely choked off, but something where it's kind of a happy medium. So you'll have to experiment with it a little bit. Here's what I'm doing, a little slower than what the song is. C, D minor, F, and C. So you can just try that. It's really the palm muting part that a lot of people kind of mess up on. So, don't sweat the small stuff. Just make sure that it's kind of where the strings, again, are touching the bridge. You don't want to go too far into the guitar to palm mute. All right, so when I start actually doing a strumming pattern. It's something like a galloping pattern, and this is kind of near the end, right before the last bridge. So this is the big chorus when everybody's in. All right, so let's do that a little slower. Same chords starting on the chorus. C, D minor, and F. C. So it's kind of like this without strumming any chords. And I'm not going to write that down for you because it's just more by feel for me. And hopefully you can slow the video down so you can kind of tell where my hand is going. I'll do it one more time as slow as I can, just trying to help you out. Here it is one more time. And if that isn't helpful, I'm very, very sorry. I'm just not good at explaining strumming patterns. And again, you don't really want to apply that whole pattern to the entire song. So make sure that you split it up with that palm muting section, at least for the first minute or so. And once the song gets going, then you can start that pattern up. And when the instruments drop out, especially in the last two lines or the last two chord progressions, make sure that you're not doing that pattern. All right, so thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and comment below on what else you want to see in the future. And thanks so much for suggesting some songs. I know I'm still trying to work on Phenomena. A lot of people are wanting to do the acoustic version of that, and the school year is winding down, so once that is really wound down, then I'll try to tackle that one. I'm kind of in between working on that song and all the other work I have to do in the two schools I work at. So it is what it is. Well, have a blessed week and I hope to see you soon. All right. God bless.